Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm gonna be giving you part 14 of What If Naruto Created His Own Village. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also stay in tune because over on Anime King 2 I'm gonna be posting a new episode of What If Naruto joined the Akatsuki, and also what if Naruto had the Sharingan and the Byakugan mix. So stay in tune for those and enjoy. And I just recently posted a new episode of What If Naruto was trained by Kaguya on this channel. So go ahead and enjoy that. And remember, guys, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both channels, go ahead and click that red subscribe button on Anime King and Anime King 2 and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you all for your help and your support. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, let's get straight into this new episode. So, to do a bit of a recap, Naruto faced off against Kisame, as Kisame was no match for him because Naruto possessed the Rinnegan and the abilities. As Naruto went out in a full brawl with Kisame as the battle was intense, but in the end Naruto won as he raised giant boulders and crushed Kisame, and he also let off a beam and everything exploded. Naruto then collapsed as his body was still going through the kinks of the Rinnegan as he used too much power. It was then he saw a green glow as Sakura was there healing him, as she had followed him since he left the village, and she saw what happened but she stayed back. As Naruto then completely broke her spirit as Sakura felt so terrible inside. Sasuke was gone, Naruto was gone. What does she have to live for? As Naruto then left her and he went off. Later on, Hinata and Lee were sent to go and look for Sakura after Tsunade couldn't find her. As they then came in the forest, as they saw Sakura on the ground with a pool of blood, Lee rushed over there as he tried to wake her up, but Hinata told him that she was already dead. Back at the Phoenix village, Naruto's spies informed him that they couldn't find Itachi or Sasuke, as Naruto remembered what the masked man said, that Itachi is facing off against Sasuke. Naruto also allowed Konan freedom in the village, as he completely trusts her now, as she's living at the mansion, as one of his spies informed him that Sakura Haruno was found dead. Suicide, as Naruto couldn't believe it, as he never thought that he bricked her so badly to make her kill herself. But Naruto didn't understand how he should feel after how she treated him and what she said to him, so he just sealed off his feelings for now. The next day, Naruto was in the office as he was informed that the 5th Hokage is here to speak to him. So yeah, guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the playlist and check it out for yourself. So let's begin this new episode, shall we? Tsunade came to the Phoenix village, surprisingly alone, as she entered, as Naruto's spy led her to the council room in the mansion. As she opened the door to see Naruto sitting down around a large table by himself. As Naruto then got up as he gestured for Tsunade to sit down as she took a seat. So, what is this surprising meeting? Naruto asked. You know, don't you? Tsunade said. I know. About what? Don't play dumb with me, Naruto. About Sakura. Yeah, I heard that she killed herself. So it seems that you have spies everywhere, said Tsunade. Well, it wouldn't be a good village if we don't gather information fast. As Tsunade then clutched her fists. What did you say to her? What do you mean? Naruto asked. I know you spoke to her when you left the village. She followed you. And you did something. You said something to her. Now tell me, what did you say? Well, simply, I told her the truth. I told her the truth that she needed to hear. That I simply don't care about her anymore. And if anything happens to her, I wouldn't care. You have really gone. Gone down the spiraling hill, Naruto, said Tsunade. Me, spiral? You need to get your facts straight, Tsunade. She was the one who totally disrespected me that day when I found out I was banished from the village. That day when you allowed them to kick me out as well. I had no choice, said Tsunade. You had no choice. Fight. You could have fight for me. As the Hokage, I was the one who bring you back to the village. But you know what? I'm not angry. Because if I stay in that village, I wouldn't have this today. So it works out well. You talk so arrogant. Your friend, your Team 7 comrade is dead. She killed herself because of you. Because of the way you treat her. That was a long time ago. She was just a miserable little kid. And she was angry about Sasuke. And she said horrible things. You know that night she came to apologize? She rushed to your house, yeah, to apologize. But you were already gone. And she cried. She cried really hard. I had to console her. She was so sad that she couldn't get the chance to apologize to you. But now she's dead. And it's all your fault. I already told you, Tsunade. That's not my concern. How you have fallen, Naruto. The Raikage is still angry at you. You know, you came to Konoha and saying that if we start anything against you, you will simply crush us all and wipe out anything in our village. But I am blaming you. I am blaming you for the death of Sakura, said Tsunade as she clenched her fists. Really? You gotta be kidding me, said Naruto. No, I am blaming you, Tsunade said as she got up from the table. Your day will come, Naruto. Sooner than you expected. What is that supposed to mean? Naruto asked as Tsunade started to walk away. I asked you a question, said Naruto. As Tsunade turned and looked at him. You'll find out soon, she said. As she walked away, as the guard lead her back outside of the village. As Naruto was racking his brain, why would she say that? As Naruto then went outside, as he followed quietly behind Tsunade, as Tsunade exited the village, as Naruto saw a group of Anvus and Shinobis waiting there for her. As Naruto looked up on the horizon as he sensed something, as he saw thousands of shinobi. What the hell? They were cloud ninjas. Naruto also saw some weird machines. Tsunade! Naruto shouted as he appeared as the Anvus got in front of her. What the hell is going on? Naruto said. We know how many tail beasts you possess, the strength and the power your village have, so we cannot attack you in that form. But things has changed, Naruto. We have partnered with the land of ice and their technology. The Cloud Village has created weapons. I told you that soon your downfall will come. And here it is, Tsunade said. As the Anvus guard her closely so that Naruto couldn't attack her. As Naruto still didn't understand. As he then saw one of the machines release a beam coming towards him. As Naruto faced the beam head on as he raised his hand. He was about to use the almighty push when the beam exploded, sending him flying into his wall. As Naruto's shinobis and ninjas arrived. As Naruto looked over the horizon, as he saw tons of ninjas, as he flew up into the air. It was about 10,000 ninjas combined. As Naruto couldn't believe it. They were so far, but it was so much. As Naruto landed back on the ground. You're really starting this. You're really starting this war, Tsunade, Naruto said. I already told you, I blame you for her death. So yes, I'm starting this war. You're going to regret it. It was then that Moshi, Fu, and Rayman landed beside Naruto. What the hell is going on, they said. Look, Naruto said, as they all had to strain their eyes and jumped up on the wall column to see the ninjas over the horizon coming. What the hell? Said Fu as she was flying in the air with her wings. Wait, so many? She said as she then looked at the wall to see the destruction that the weapon caused. What is that thing? I don't know. Some kind of weapon, Naruto said. It was then the other weapon started to charge as the Raikage was at the lead. Fire, he said, as Naruto looked up to see about 10 beams coming towards him. Naruto quickly flared up his KCM. Utakata and Fu went into their tail beast state as they all used a Biju bomb as they fired the incomplete Biju bomb because they didn't have enough time to make it perfect. As it hit the beams and everything exploded. The explosion rocked the Phoenix village as Naruto couldn't believe how powerful it is. I have to take care of them now, said Naruto. As he then looked back, Raymond, gather the forces. I will hold them off. As he then looked at Moshe and Utakata and Fu. You guys, handle the Hokage and her shinobis and those envoys. I'm going after the Raikage and those machines. No, those things can kill you, said Fu. I will protect this village with all that I have, said Naruto, as he dashed forward in an impressive speed, flying past the envoys and Tsunade, who was surrounded by her envoys for protection. As Tsunade narrowed her eyes, there is no going back now, she said to herself, as she didn't have any of her real shinobis here, mostly her envoys. Most of the shinobis, well, all of them, was the Raikage's troops, who wanted the war right at the moment. Tsunade never wanted to get into this, but after she spoke with Naruto, she realized that he wouldn't change, and he has turned. Far from the light, he's not the same Naruto anymore, so she's going to give in to the strike, and that is why the war begins now. Raymond and Moshe landed in front of the envoys as they draw their sword, as lightning started to cackle through Raymond's sword, as Moshe applied wind chakra to his sword, as they dashed forward and started to fight the envoys. As Raymond told Fu to go and gather the troops, he will hold off the envoys right here. Meanwhile, Naruto was rushing towards the big fish as they were a distance away, as Naruto flew up into the air, as he then landed in a boom, a couple of distance away from the Raikage and his troops and these weird machines. So this is what it has come to, said Naruto. Yes, said the Raikage. I told you that you will lose no matter what, Naruto Uzumaki. You're really going to start this? Can't you see the gravity of what is going to happen? Yes, I can see everything clearly. The Hokage is on my side. My troops far outnumber yours. Your village will be burning soon. Well, we'll have to see about that, said Naruto, as a KCM flared around him, as his Rinnegan started to gleam with pure rage. Before you try anything, you should know, these machines need to be a distance away. Because of the chaos they created, they need a little distance. What? Said Naruto, as the Raikage got a smirk on his face. As Naruto then turned around, as he saw 10 different beams coming from all over behind his village, as the Raikage had deployed troops with the machine behind his village as well. As Naruto couldn't believe it, as he dashed forward towards the village with all of the speed that he could muster, as the Raikage chuckled a bit. You think you can stop them in time? As Naruto was bursting towards his village, but he was too late, as everything came raining down, blowing up sections and huge platform of his village, as people were crying out in pain and agony, as most of them got killed and injured in the attack. As Naruto arrived to see all the chaos, as rage started to flood inside of Naruto's body. This can't be happening, Naruto said, as he was shaking with fury and anger. As he then heard a scream, as he rushed over there, as he saw a little girl on the ground, with her mother holding her. The girl was dead. Leader Naruto, the woman said. What is going on? As she had tears in her eyes. Who is doing this? As Naruto felt his heart shattered, he wasn't able to save her. And these countless peoples. As Naruto flew up into the air, as he looked over at the Raikage, as he realized that his entire village was surrounded by these strange machines, Naruto raised both of his hands in the air as the Raikage and the others stood there, wonder what the hell he's doing, as Naruto was forcing something as everyone narrowed their eyes, until they saw that shadow start to cover the entire area. As they all looked up, as all of the ninjas stopped fighting, as over the horizon there was about 20 meteors coming from the sky to wipe out all the shinobis that the Raikage brought and those machines. Is this real? One of the cloud ninjas said as he dropped to his knees. How can we outrun that? But Naruto wasn't finished there as he slammed his hand together as blazing fire started to come around the meteors as they were coming at top speed. Disperse, the Raikage said as the other troops tried to get out of there or stop the stones. But no one was powerful enough as the meteors rained down, blowing up the machines to pieces, killing most of the shinobis that were on the horizon. As Tsunade and the others were in the center, so they were affected as the whole area shook. Buildings inside of the Phoenix village, glasses were breaking because of the amount of shaking that was going on, as the place felt like 50 earthquakes was happening at the same time. Naruto then collapsed down into his city as he slammed down on the ground hard. Using so much power really took a lot out of him as Naruto was breathing heavily. Kid, you can't go down now, said Kurama, as Kurama then started to pump back chakra into Naruto, knowing that if Naruto go down now, these ninjas will invade his village and wipe everyone out. As Naruto felt his strength and everything regain, as he stood to his feet, even though his eyes were in pain and agony, but Kurama was healing them slowly. As Naruto then flew out of his village was still in chaos. Even though a lot survived the attack, some of them died, and they were crying in mourning of their dead friends and family members. As the rest of the civilians were brought to bunkers by the shinobis in the village. As Naruto exited his village, as he arrived to see Tsunade, Anvo still surrounded her, as Tsunade's eyes was wide. Naruto was able to do that. One attack to wipe out a great portion of the Raikage shinobis, and all the machines that were built were destroyed. One of these took a long time to build. If it wasn't for the help of the Land of Snow with their technology, they wouldn't even build these things. One of them cost a lot of money and resources, and now Naruto wiped them all out, as Tsunade thought that if she go along with the Raikage, they could end this quickly, and she could drink her sorrows and everything away with sake, and not think about the deaths that happened today. But she realized that it now looked grim for them. As she saw Naruto coming towards the group, anger blazing in his eyes, as Naruto set his sights on Tsunade. Don't worry, Naruto said, as he had a sick, twisted look on his face. I won't kill you yet. I'll make sure to make all of you suffer, as Naruto vanished in a blur. Naruto then arrived at the horizon, as the shinobis were on the ground, most of them dead, but the Raikage was still alive, with his brother beside him. As the Raikage narrowed his eyes at Naruto, as he couldn't believe one man could cause all of this. But he wasn't done yet. The Raikage then dashed towards Naruto, as he came towards Naruto and tried to pierce Naruto right through the stomach with his hand. Naruto quickly sidestepped him, as the KCM flared up around Naruto. Naruto then let out one of the arms and grabbed the Raikage as it started to crush him. As Killer Bee then released the Eight Tails. The Eight Tails brought his hand down on Naruto to crush him, but it was stopped as Naruto muttered the words, "Almighty push!" as the Eight Tails' hands was blasted back as he was pushed back with great force. The Raikage took this as a distraction as he broke out of Naruto KCM arm as he dashed to the side. "B, do it now!" the Raikage said, as the Eight Tailed Bila Biju bomb as he aimed it right at Naruto and released it as it exploded, destroying anything in its path. When the smoke cleared, Naruto was in the dead center, a reflective glow around him, as Naruto then raised his hand as 8 rods fly out of his hands as they stab right into the Eight Tails, stabbing down his tails on the ground, as the Eight Tails started screaming pain and agony, as the Rinnegan chakra was being forced inside of him, causing him a lot of pain, as Naruto then flew over as he put his hands in front of the Eight Tails' face. "Almighty push!" as the Eight Tails was sent down into the ground with great force, but Naruto wasn't done there as he raised his hand as Naruto built a Shuriken Rasengan as Naruto dropped it down on him with an explosion. The Raikage dashed at Naruto from the side as he brought up his hands to try and hit Naruto in the neck, trying to end him with one strike. But Naruto moved just in time as he slammed his fist into the Raikage's stomach, but the man tanked it like it was nothing, as he then brought his hand down to chop Naruto in the head, but Naruto flipped back, as Naruto was now surrounded by the remaining shinobis, as Naruto flared up the KCM Fox to life, as the Fox started to destroy and rip everything apart around him, smashing down on the ninjas. Naruto then looked over as he saw full releaser Biju, Utakata as well, and he even saw Yujito release the 2 tails, as they all were fighting over there to protect the Phoenix village, as Naruto destroyed and ripped every ninja apart over here, as none of them were the match for the tail beasts. Darui then appeared out of mid-air as he tried to slice through Naruto KCM, as he turned around to meet the face of the fox, as the fox clamped down his teeth on Darui's hand, tearing off his arm, as Darui dropped to the ground in pain, as the fox lifted his tails and dropped the 9 of them on Darui, as he smashed him down to the ground with a lot of force, killing him, as Naruto looked over the 8 tails, who was trying to break free from his bind, as the 9-tailed charged by Biju bomb as he released it on the 8 tails, blowing everything around him to pieces. When the smoke and everything cleared, B reverted back to his normal form as he was on the ground unconscious. The fox then jumped over to rip Killer B to pieces, but the Raikage grabbed him as he jumped out of the way. As the Raikage called for the rest of his ninjas to attack Naruto, and in the distraction, he vanished with B as he headed off, leaving the battleground. As he was going back home, realizing that he has failed this war, a great portion of his shinobi is dead, and right now, the Leaf is still fine because Navi only brought her on Vus. They needed help, they needed more ninjas, and the only place they could get that from is the Stone Village. "Oniki, you bastard," the Raikage said, as he wondered if Oniki would go along with his plan, as he had to persuade him. But will Naruto attack? Will Naruto attack soon? At this state, there is no way he could defend against all the Bijus that Naruto possesses. "I have to worry about that later," Raikage said as he headed off, knowing that he had no chance of winning if he stayed back, as his brother was down and out for the count. Naruto finished ripping through the tail beasts as he looked back at his village. As he rushed over there, when he arrived, he saw Moshe and Fu, as the rest of them went back into the village to make sure that everything was okay. As Naruto then saw that Tsunade was gone. "Where is she?" Naruto asked, She fled. They came here, did what they wanted, and think they could retreat? We have to go to Konoha and the Cloud Village and destroy them all at once, said Fu. Not now, said Naruto. What do you mean? Asked Fu. We have things to do. Well, I have things to do. About the village. Lives were lost in that attack. As Naruto then went back into his village, as he saw the chaos, the bodies, as Konan walked up to him, I know what you're planning on doing. Don't. If you do this, you can die, she said. I won't. I have Kurama for help, and I am strong enough, said Naruto. You can't. Naruto then looked at one of his ninjas as the ninjas got in front of Konan. Hold her off, Naruto said. As Naruto then slammed his hand together. What is Sir Naruto doing? Asked most of the ninjas as they looked around, as the civilians came out of their bunkers. It was then that the King of Hell broke through the ground. Renny Rebirth, Naruto shouted, as green light started to come from the King of Hell mouth and hit all of the dead civilians, the children that died in the attack. As everyone was surprised when all of them started to wake up. After everything was over, Naruto coughed up blood as his hair turned into a whitish color. It was no longer fully yellow. As his body fell to the ground, but Konan caught him before he could hit face down. Get a medic over here now, she said, as Karin rushed over. As Karin held up her hand for Naruto to bite it, as he did, slowly, but nothing. His body didn't recuperate immediately after that. What happened? What is going on? Asked Karin. He used the art of Renny Rebirth. Wait, the same thing he used on us to bring us back to life? Yes, but if he used it on so much people, he might... You're saying he's gonna die? Asked Fu as she appeared. As all of the civilians turned, as they looked towards Naruto, their leader brought back everyone, knowing that he could die, risk his life to protect them. As they were all looking and waiting, as Naruto then held up a hand, as he gave everyone a thumbs up, his hand was shaking, as everyone cheered as they were happy, but his hand then dropped down, as he passed out. Come on, bring him along, said Konan, as two ninjas arrived with a stretcher and placed Naruto on it as they brought him to the hospital. 5 days later, Naruto regained consciousness as he was in hospital. His hair was changing back to normal, but slowly. Kurama was trying to help as much as he can, but this ability really took a lot out of Naruto, as if it wasn't for Kurama, he would probably be dead right now. Back at Konoha, Tsunade has informed everyone about what happened, as they all were now getting scared and worried. Most of the ninjas, as Naruto warned them, they attack his village, he would wipe out the village. But Tsunade informed them that this is war, and this is what happened in war. And the Raikage is currently talking with Oniki, and in 2 more days, they will all have a Kage's meeting, as Gaara is going to attend as well. But Tsunade doubt that Gaara will join them in trying to take out Naruto, as the both of them had a good friendship and they were allies as well. And that means Gaara has his right to attack any village that try to hurt the Phoenix village. But Tsunade need to be there, as she need to explain that Naruto need to be stopped, but she doesn't know how it's going to turn out. As Tsunade was worried in her office, as she hasn't heard anything since they attacked his village like that. He hasn't done anything, as she didn't know what the hell was going on, and this made her really worried, thinking that Naruto might be gathering something, preparing to do something. But the villages were on high alert, as they were ready for any sort of attacks. Back at the Phoenix village in the hospital, Naruto slowly opened his eyes as he looked beside him to see Konan, her head down on the bed. "You're here?" said Naruto, as Konan lifted up her head. "You're awake," she said, as she grabbed him and gave him a hug. Ow, 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 said Naruto as he was in pain. Oh, sorry about that," she said. "I'm just happy to see that you're awake." "What? Don't tell me that you stay here for the entire time, checking up on me." "Of course I did," she said, as Naruto couldn't believe it. "Really?" "Yeah, just look for yourself." As she had a blanket and a pillow in there, where she slept and waited for him to wake up. "What happened?" he asked. "Well, you brought back everyone that died. The villages haven't done anything since, but the Phoenix village was caught off guard. And it will never happen again," said Konan. "No, it won't," said Naruto as he sit up in bed. "No, you can't move now." "I'm fine. I'll be better soon. And it's no more talking. They started this, and I'm going to end it." "What do you mean?" Konan asked. "All of them must pay," said Naruto. But guys, I'm be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also stay in tune, because I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto joined the Akatsuki over on Anime King 2. And I'm also going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto had the Sharingan and the Byakugan mix. So stay in tune for those and enjoy. But for now, I'm out. Peace.